Okay, so I've zoomed right out. This is where PanPastels really come into their own. You can see I've got loads of the reference photos. Some I've got just the head or with the colors pulled out. Everything's done just to help me along. The colors are pulled out because sometimes you look at a complicated subject, and I've blurred that photo as well to take most of the details away. Don't know if you can see that on screen, but sometimes you look at the subject and one color can really influence or make it difficult to see another color when it's by the side. So by pulling colors out, you get to see the true colors that are actually there, the colors and the lightness and darkness of those colors too. Now I'm just using a larger soft sponge applicator. Now these last a lot longer than those small applicators. Obviously as they're larger, they're less fragile. I'm using my piece of paper down the bottom for mixing the colors, so make them a little bit darker or perhaps alter the color just slightly. You can see how close I like to get the reference photo. I also like to show it when I can on screen. Now people keep asking me, what's the color of the pan pastel you're using? What brown is that? What yellow is that? What green is that? Just like I say with the pencils, giving color formulations just doesn't work. You're really barking up the wrong tree learning if you're trying to learn by me telling you exactly the color I've put there. If you see a dark brown, get yourself a dark brown. If you see what looks like a reddish brown, get yourself a reddish brown. It doesn't need to be exact at all. I'm really showing the techniques. If you use color formulations of other artists as a crutch, it's always going to stay with you like that. You're always going to have that crutch. And if you did this orangutan as I'm doing it now, because it's a reference photo you can purchase yourself on Wildlife Reference Photos for super reasonable price. If you wanted to do this as well, and then you followed color formulations, if I gave those out, when you went on then to perhaps do a chimpanzee next, you'd be completely stuck because you wouldn't know which color to pick, you wouldn't know what to do. I'm showing you the techniques. You've got to look at the colors. That's why I show you things like pulling the colors out in Photoshop. I've got a super easy single follow along with me tiger on the Patreon channel on my website, where for one time only I list the pencils. And all I use is pencils on there. It's for a complete beginner who's scared to start, and I just do it once so they can try out pastels for the first time, buy a small amount of pencils. They're not shelling out a lot of money, and that's the only time I'm giving out a formula like that. It's just to get someone interested, because after that you've got to start doing things like dragging the colors out, as you can see on that reference there, and you've got to work these things out for yourself. So nothing complicated there. I've got kind of roughly brownish sienna kind of colors going on there, and then I'm doing that rubbing in onto the surface, not too hard at all, with my fingers, pushing the pastel mat, the pan pastel into the pastel mat. Anything that's really excess is coming off on my fingers as well. I'm using a microfiber cloth in my lap to clean my fingers or just take off the excess residue. So I do lots of critiques every month. Lots of times I see the same mistakes being made. I tell people all the time, print out your reference photo, pull out the colors, or at the very least print out your reference photo, then fold it and keep offering it up to the drawing so you can see how far off you are with your color choices. These are all things you need to do. You can't just go for it, especially when you're a beginner, because you're going to be disappointed. These little tips help dramatically. Once people start doing them, that's when they start seeing the colors, because that's the tip with color selection. You need to see where you've gone wrong and the color you actually need So if you fold the paper up and put it by your drawing, you'll see, perhaps ask yourself the question, just like I show on my oil videos. Ask yourself the questions. Is mine too red? Is the reference too red? Should I add more red? Does it need to be a warmer colour, a cooler colour, perhaps more yellow? You've got to look for these differences. Once you see the differences, then you can make the adjustments. So I've just switched over now to one of the smaller applicators again, just so I've got that bit more control when I'm applying the pans. If you're looking for even more great art sources, I've really got you covered. First off, I've got a Patreon channel. It's been going well over a year or so, packed with around about 50 or more videos and new ones every month. Lots of the videos are many hours long, so you can see they're really in-depth. Subjects such as turtles, birds, elephants, big cats, you name it, it's on there. So that's my Patreon channel. And also on that Patreon channel, before I go on to something else, I've got a secret Facebook group. So only the members are actually on there. It's the most supportive and friendly Facebook group that I've ever seen. I know I'm biased, but it really is. We've got 400 or 500 members on there, and they all help each other. So that's a great added bonus. That comes free with it. Also, you get line art every month as well. And we've just designed a brand new companion website for it. So if you've joined other Patrons and channels and you found it very difficult to navigate around, we got this free website that comes with it. All the videos are now just a single click away. It couldn't be any easier than it is. I've also got my site, jasonmorgan.co.uk, lots of tutorial videos, DVD discs and downloads on there. And if you're struggling for reference photos for your art projects, I've got some of those too. I've got 900 plus on my website, wildlifeart-online.com, and they will be copyright free for you, so you can paint and draw from them and sell your work with no copyright worries whatsoever. So hope you like those extra resources, and I'll see you all again real soon.